Argument principle. Important one. Suppose that first one, a function f of z is meromorphic in the domain interior to a positively oriented simple closed contour C. Second one, f of z is analytic and non-zero on C. Third one, counting multiplicity z is the number of zeros and p is the number of poles of f of z inside C. Then 1 by 2 pi delta C argument of f of z is equal to z minus p. This is the argument principle. What the argument principle says: suppose that a function f of z is meromorphic in a domain interior to a positively oriented simple closed contour C. Means f of z has the singularities, only poles as the singularities in the domain which is in the interior to a positively, which is this domain is containedly entirely in the positively oriented simple closed contour C, as well as f of z is analytic on C and non-zero on C, means no point on C whose functional value becomes 0. Now number of zeros inside C is z, number of poles inside C is p. Counting multiplicities means if any 0 or pole has been repeated, how many times it has been repeated, that many times we will count. Therefore then 1 by 2 pi delta C argument of f of z, which is nothing but binding number, is equal to number of zeros minus number of poles. Proof: we compute integration over C f dash of z by f of z in two ways. By the Cauchy residue theorem. What the Cauchy residue theorem says: integration over C f dash of z by f of z dz is equal to 2 pi iota into sum of the residues, that is summation residue of the function, that is f dash by f at the poles inside C. Equation number 1. This is the Cauchy residue theorem. Integration of f of z dz is 2 pi I summation residue of f of z at the poles inside C. Here f of z is f dash of z by f of z. Let aj, where j is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4 so on till k, be the poles of f of z of order mj respectively. Let zj, where j is equal to 1, 2 so on till r, be the zeros of f of z of order Nj respectively inside C. Inside C. Inside C there are poles here, as well as there is no zero on C. Maybe there are zeros inside C. So let Aj be the pole of f of z of order mj respectively inside C. Means a1, a2, so on till ak. z1 comma z2 comma so on zr be the zeros of f of z of order nj respectively inside C. Let summation mj means number of poles. If any pole repeated, that many we will count here, means counting the order, how many times it has been repeated. In the statement clearly given that P is the number of poles of f of z inside C, counting multiplicities, means total number of poles, counting multiplicity is P, and Z is the number of zeros inside C, counting multiplicity, means summation of all the nj is equal to Z, is equal to Z. Now let Aj be a pole of order mj for f of z. From the known theorem in the third unit, if z is equal to z naught is a pole of order m, then f of z can be written as phi of z by z minus z naught to the power of m. Since Aj is a pole of order mj for f of z, then from the known theorem in the third unit, f of z can be written as phi of z by z minus aj to the power of mj, where phi of z is analytic and non-zero at aj. Then now differentiate f dash of z and divide with f of z. With normal simple simplification we will get minus mj by z minus aj plus phi dash of z by phi of z. After differentiating f dash of z, divide with f of z and normal simplification, we will get this one. Therefore here I took aj is a pole of order mj for f of z. That aj becomes, it is in the denominator, that aj becomes pole of f dash of z by f of z. That is a simple pole of residue minus mj. Therefore aj is a simple pole of f dash by f with residue minus mj whenever aj is a pole of order mj for fz. Whenever aj is a pole of f of z of order mj, that element is a simple pole for this one of residue minus mj. Now let zj be a zero of order nj for f of z. Then from the known theorem in the third unit, f of z can be written as z minus zj to the power of nj into g of z, where g of z is analytic at zj and g of zj is not equal to 0. Then f dash of z by f of z. just differentiate this one and divide with f of z, and with normal simplification we will get nj by z minus zj plus g dash of z by g of z. Therefore, I took a 0 of f of z of order nj. That 0 became here a simple pole of residue nj for this one. Therefore, zj is a simple pole of f dash of z by f of z with residue nj whenever zj is a 0 of f of z of order nj. Since we know that f of z has aj as pole and zj as 0, every pole and every 0 for f dash of z by f of z, it becoming only a pole. Here it becoming zj, those are zeros, becoming simple pole. aj, which are pole, also becoming a simple pole. Whatever the order is there, the pole of order mj becoming its residue minus mj, and here it becoming residue as nj. Then now note that there are only poles of f dash by f inside C. Therefore, equation number 1 implies integration over C f dash by f dz is equal to 2 pi iota into sum of the residues. What the residue we got? For each and every pole we got this one residue, and for each and every 0 we got this one as a residue. Sum of all the residues, that is summation nj minus summation mj. Already we have considered this one as 2 pi iota into z minus p. Therefore 1 by 2 pi iota integration over c f dash of z by f of z dz is equal to number of zeros minus number of equation number 2. Now second way, let c is equal to z of t, where t belongs to closed interval a comma b is a parameter. Then integration over c f dash of z by f of z dz becomes integration a to b f dash of z of t by f of z of t. Differentiation of dz become z dash of t dt. Equation number 3. Already we have discussed in the second unit. Under w is equal to f of z, the image of c, since already in the statement given that f is non-zero on c, means there is no point on c whose functional value is 0, means the image gamma of c does not passes through origin of c, never passes through the origin in the w plane. Therefore gamma is w is equal to w of t. That is nothing but f of z of t. w of t. W is equal to f of z. Then w of t is equal to f of z of t. This one I can write as in the polar form, that is rho of t into e to the power of iota phi of t. Same. Now what is w dash of t from this line? W dash of t is equal to f dash of z of t into differentiate now z of t, we will get z dash of t dt. Therefore equation number 3 implies integration over c f dash of z by f of z dz becomes integration from a to b f dash of z of t into z dash of t dt becomes w dash of t by this one is nothing but w of t dt, w of t dt. Equation number 4. Equation number 4. Since w of t is equal to rho of t e to the power of iota phi of t, then what is w dash of t? Differentiate rho dash of t e to the power of iota phi of t plus iota rho of t phi of phi iota rho of t phi dash of t into e to the power of iota phi of t. Means first differentiate rho of t, this one as it is, plus this one as it is, differentiate this one, differentiation of e to the power of this one as it is. Now differentiation of its power becomes iota phi dash of t. Therefore what is w dash of t by w of t is equal to, divide this one by this one, first rho dash of t by rho of t plus this one by this one, rho of t get cancelled, this one plus this one get cancelled, we will get iota phi dash of t. Therefore now substitute in equation number 4. Equation number 4 implies integration a to b phi dash of t by phi of t dt is equal to integration a to b rho dash of t by rho of t dt plus iota integration a to b phi dash of t dt, which is equal to integration a to b phi dash of t by phi of t. From the formula we will get log of rho of t, where the limits from a to b, plus iota integration and differentiation are inversely proportional, we will get phi of t, where limits from a to b, which is equal to log of rho of b minus rho of a, log of rho of a plus iota into phi of b minus phi of a. Since, as we have discussed in the last lecture, the w in the w plane, there is a fixed point w naught which traverses w traverses starting from w naught, again reaches to w naught, where if it reaches again w naught, the starting and end point, both the radius are same. Since c is a closed curve, then gamma is also closed curve, then starting point and end point both are same. Starting and end points both are same means their radius is also same. That is, since phi of b is equal to phi of a, phi of b is equal to phi of a, and yesterday we have learned phi of b minus phi of a is equal to delta c argument of f of z, argument of f of z. So what we got now, Therefore, integration a to b, this one becomes w dash of t by w of t dt is equal to, this one becomes 0 plus iota, this one is delta c argument of f of z. But this one is nothing but this one. Integration over c f dash of z by f of z dz is equal to iota delta c argument of f of z, argument of f of z, by equation number 4. Now substitute this one in equation number 2. Equation number 2 implies 1 by 2 pi iota delta c argument of f of z is equal to z minus p. Iota get cancelled. This implies 1 by 2 pi delta c argument of f of z is equal to z minus p. This one we have to prove. Now let us discuss one small problem on this one, on this theorem. Let C denote the unit circle modulus of z is equal to 1. Described in the positive sense. Determine the value of delta c argument of f of z when, first one, f of z is equal to z square. Second one, f of z is equal to z cube plus 2 by z. And the third one, f of z is equal to 2z minus 1 to the power of 7 by z cube. Solution. We know that delta c argument of f of z from the principal argument theorem, what we got, this one is nothing but 2 pi z minus p. Z is number of zeros inside C of f of z counting multiplicities, and p is number of poles of f of z inside C counting multiplicities. Now first one, f of z is equal to z square. Clearly zeros of f of z are 0. How many times? 2 times, and it has no poles. Zeros of f of z are 0, 0. Inside C is modulus of z is equal to 1, and there are no poles of f of z inside C. Therefore z, number of zeros counting multiplicity, is 2. P is equal to 0. Therefore delta c argument of f of z dz is equal to 2 minus 0. 2 pi into 2 minus 0 is equal to 4 pi. Second one, f of z is equal to z cube plus 2 by z. Z cube plus 2 by z. Now zeros of f of z are roots of the numerator, that is z cube plus 2 is equal to 0. Then z cube is equal to minus 2. Then no zeros of the numerator lies inside C because its of radius will be 2, which is larger. Zeros of f of z, no zeros of f of z inside C. And poles of f of z are 0, only 1 inside C. Therefore Z is equal to 0. P is equal to how many poles we got? 1. Therefore delta C, argument of this f of Z, is equal to 2 pi into 0 minus 1 is equal to minus 2 pi. Third one, f of Z is equal to 2z minus 1 to the power of 7 by z cube. Zeros of f of Z are roots of the numerator, that is Z is equal to 1 by 2. 1 by 2 lies inside C, and how many times? 1 by 2 7 times inside C. And poles of f of Z are 0 how many times? 3 times inside C. Therefore delta C, argument of f of Z, is equal to 2 pi into number of zeros 7 minus 3 is equal to 8 pi.